Hello, everybody. How are you? I'm really excited about what we're going to cover today. But while I'm talking about that, I'm going to hopefully figure out how to successfully share this into my group as I'm talking. So today we are going to be covering my top 5 tips on how to successfully get your kids to eat their veggies. I have 3 small children, guys, and I can tell you that this works. This stuff works. So if you are able to even just walk away with 1 tip, I'll be excited about that. So I think I was able to successfully share that. So we've got a lot to cover. Let's get started. Tip number 1 on how I get my kids to eat their vegetables is I get them involved. Okay, I'm going to like beat a dead horse here because I know I repeat this over and over again. You have got to give your child some sort of investment in the meal for them to actually want to participate in eating it, especially when it comes to things that they don't want to eat. So let me just give you some practical examples. I've got some magazines here, okay? When I give my kids the task of, hey, mommy needs some help, I want you guys to have the responsibility of picking out what we're going to be eating for dinner this week. They sit here and page through these beautiful pictures, right? And all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, I want that, and I want that, and I want that. So it's like, you know, it's helping you because it's helping you to plan your meals for the week, and it's also kind of sparking an interest in them because now when you go to serve that meal, you know, it's this big to-do, like you pick this out, mommy made this dinner just for you. Now, listen, it's not always going to be a knock it out of the park success, but I promise you that the chances of them actually eating that and being a little bit more open to enjoying that meal is going to skyrocket. Another way to get them involved is when you're at the grocery store, you put them in charge of picking out the vegetables. Now, I'm a little OCD, okay? I like to make sure I'm not getting any bad fruit or veggies. So you could like be there helping them, but you know, you really just want to kind of let it go. Give them the responsibility, tell them to go pick out, you know, the broccoli heads or the peppers or whatever it is that you're getting, and let them have that sort of investment in part of the meal. When you bring everything home, give them an opportunity to, of course, this is going to depend on their age, you know, you make it age appropriate, but maybe they can wash the vegetables that you're going to be using for dinner that night. Or maybe if they're a little bit older, they can even help you chop or blend or whatever it may be that you need to do with those veggies. Give them a chore, give them a part in the making of it. So keep that stuff in mind. Like I said, if they have an investment in the meal, you will be amazed at how much more likely they are to actually eat it, like it, try it. Number 2, smoothies. I use this all the time. All the time, doesn't matter what season we're in, because I use it in a way to get them, especially their greens. Kids are not very likely to eat a salad, right? Most kids aren't. My kids are not. So I use a fistful of spinach or kale or whatever greens that I have on hand, and I will throw it in the blender and I will blend it up with, you know, my suggestion would be you always want to lead with like a sweeter fruit, like a banana, mangoes, pineapple, some really ripe berries. All those are super good for hiding any of those maybe unpleasant taste that they may not, you know, like in vegetables. So I've used everything from carrots, zucchini, broccoli, obviously all the different greens. As long as that sweetness level is covering that up, and it doesn't take much, I promise you, especially with those sweeter fruits like I just talked about, then that's going to be, it's going to give you a lot of success. One tip I will give you, if you are using greens, especially spinach and kale, they tend to kind of make the smoothie really green. Maybe your kids are a little skeptical about drinking a green smoothie. Frozen blueberries. I'm not sure what changes in the pigment of the blueberries, but when they are frozen and then you use them, it covers up any other that's going on in the smoothie. So keep that in mind if your kids are, you know, anti-green. Another great idea, I hear a lot of parents tell me, you know, smoothies are great, but my kids, like, the texture throws them off. Well, that's when you enter into the smoothie pops. I get these. I bought these on Amazon, IKEA, Walmart. Pretty much you can get them anywhere now. Something like this is also great. And if you've got super tiny ones, I buy these and reuse them. These are awesome. I get them on Amazon, so I make a big thing of like applesauce with whatever. So keep that in mind. Use these to your advantage. Blend, pulverize the veggies till they can't see them. Make sure you're adding a sweet fruit to cover them up, and you'll have a lot of success with these. Teresa, you're saying the only way I can get my kiddo to eat some is to sneak some veggies in a smoothie. Absolutely. They work. It works. Melanie's saying my kids refuse smoothies. Well, Melanie, I get it. Like I said, I've heard it before. Try these out. My kids, they look at these as like treats. They really think they're having like a popsicle, you know, one of those sugary popsicles from the store. As long as the fruit is nice and sweet, these come in handy big time. Okay, number 3 is sauces. Okay, I load especially if I'm making like pasta, my marinara sauce, I load it with vegetables. They have absolutely no idea. Even if I'm using, like, if I'm doing a cheat and using a jar sauce from the store, I will first just scour my fridge, whatever veggies I've got left. Let me tell you what lends itself really well in this category. Greens work really good. Peppers, onions, garlic, I've used zucchini, I've used mushrooms, and I'll just take whatever I've got left. I just saute it in a pan with a little bit of olive oil, season it with a little salt and pepper if you want, and just saute them until they're kind of soft. And then I just put that in with my sauce, and I have an immersion blender, but if you don't have one of those, you know, place it in a blender and just blend the sucker down till it's almost like a smoothie consistency. Then I add those veggies back into my sauce and just continue to warm it like I would prior to serving it. It amazes me. I'm telling you, I get a kick out of this stuff. Like, I sit back and I just enjoy watching them eat all these wonderful vegetables, feeling so proud and good about myself that I've like fooled my kids into eating all this stuff. So it works. Like I said, try it for yourself. Oh, and I also have added in my group the little trick with the ice cube tray. This is especially good if you've bought like a lot of greens and they're starting to go bad, or you know they're going to go bad within a day or two. Take all those greens, add it to a blender with a little bit of water or a little bit of olive oil. Like, if you know you're going to be using it for sauce, like olive oil is a good one. If you think you might use them more in smoothies, water is always good, or a little bit of like 100% fruit juice. Anyway, take those greens, blend it up till it's kind of like a liquid state, pour it into an ice cube tray, and then you've got these like little nuggets of green goodness that you can just pop in a smoothie, pop it in a sauce, whatever the case may be. But that's also a great way because you're saving money. You're not throwing away those greens. How many times have I done that? I want to kill myself. I hate wasting food. So that's a great trick to always keep on hand. My 4th tip is actually with sweeter things. I call them treats. You know, I feel good about giving them to my kids because they still are packed with a ton of nutrients, a lot of good vitamins, minerals, even healthy fats. I posted one just the other day. Some of you may have seen that, the dark chocolate fudgy bites. Dark chocolate I'm okay with. You know, it's got to be above a certain percent. I like to keep it over 60%. 70% is really good. And I add that with some good healthy fat from coconut milk. And what else do I do? Granola is a great one. My kids love to have that as a snack after school. I usually will serve that almost like a parfait style with some non-dairy yogurt. We like to use Silk's almond milk one, the vanilla flavor, and then some fresh fruit on top, or just with some almond milk in the morning. Protein bites. I've got, actually, I'm going to offer you guys something for free at the end, so make sure you stay tuned. But protein bites are another good one where I'll use some really good dates and mix that in with some nuts and some seeds, hemp seeds, chia seeds, flax seeds. All this stuff is so good. I know I was talking more about vegetables, but all this stuff, the fiber, the protein, the magnesium, the phosphorus, all this stuff is packed in there. The chocolate mousse that I posted that I love to fool my kids with, well, they already know it. The cat is out of the bag. They know what's in it now. But the base of that is actually organic tofu that I use, and they love it. They absolutely love it. So I'm always looking for ways to hide healthy ingredients in my kids' food, whether it's, like I said, whether it's savory or sweet. So always keep, an open mind to that. And number 5, this is deconstructing your meals. So I'm going to give you an example. Like I said, when I'm kind of like going through my fridge and scouring for all the stuff that needs to get used up, my go-to usually with something like that would be to do a stir fry for my family. However, some of my younger ones get a little intimidated when they are faced with a bowl that's got all these different colors, all these different vegetables, right? I like to use a little gluten-free soy sauce and some sesame oil and a lot of fresh herbs, and their palate, is maybe not that refined or just looks a little intimidating when it's all in one bowl sitting in front of them. So just take about a minute or two prior to making dinner and ask yourself, okay, I'm going to be using brown rice. I'm going to be using baby carrots. I'm going to be using peas. I'm just a basic stir fry right here is what I'm thinking in my mind. Usually I'll do like peas, carrots, maybe some onion, brown rice, and then I like to use some fresh herbs as well as sesame oil and the soy sauce like I talked about. So knowing my kids, I will warm the brown rice. I will leave a handful of baby carrots on their plates. I will leave a little pile of peas on their plate and maybe a little drizzle of soy sauce or just some salt and pepper. That's all they need for my family. Obviously, every family is different, but I know my girls will eat that, seeing that they've got their baby carrots, their peas, and their rice. Like that's all sitting there separately. They can understand what it is. They're not intimidated by it. And then it's a free-for-all for the rest of us, right? I chop everything up. I throw it in the pan. I warm it. I saute the onions, all that stuff. But it doesn't have to be super fancy with kids. They just want to wrap their brain around what it is they're eating. And if they see a big pile of stuff, it just gets overwhelming. And it's just like their brain tells them, no, I don't want to eat this. So think about that when you're making any meal, really. Like just look at it before you go to pile it all on and say, will they eat this? What can I maybe do differently, keep aside to make it a little bit more, interesting for them. And lastly, I want to share with you guys, you don't underestimate the value of you as an example. With younger kids especially. I mean, if you're not willing to eat vegetables, if you're not willing to eat greens, you can't expect your kids to. You have to understand that you are the example, right? You're leading the pack there. So, especially when they were younger, I'd be super exaggerated with my ums and my ahs and, oh, this is so good, or thank you so much for helping mommy pick this out. You picked the best vegetables, and, that kind of stuff. Believe it or not, it really gets them excited. So always remember, you set the example. Make sure you're right in there with them, enjoying it. And that's all I got for you guys. That's my top 5 tips. Now, I did mention I was going to put something up for free for you guys. Some of you in my group may have already grabbed this, but if you haven't, I'm just going to offer you guys my free ebook. It is just my kids' top 5 favorite go-to easy snacks. You want to know the best part? None of them have more than 4 ingredients. I'm talking super simple snacks, guys, but that are healthy. You can feel good about giving your kids, and I promise you they are going to love. So I will put the link. If it's not in there already, I think I put it up there, but if not, I'll put it in the replay. Go ahead and grab your free ebook with my top 5 easy and healthy kid snacks. And remember, if you're watching this live, you guys, the PB3 challenge kicks off tomorrow. It is the absolute last day to jump in and join the challenge. It is an interactive, fun challenge. I will be doing live video demos, live Q&As. I am your own personal health coach for 3 weeks. You want to take advantage of this. It's going to be 100% plant-based, 100% gluten-free, and it's going to be amazing. So if you have any questions, comment below, but click on that link to find out more and use the promo code GROUP to get your discount. All right, I look forward to hopefully seeing you guys in there, but if not, again, I hope this video was helpful. I hope you can take away some great tips to use for your family. I'm just reading Melanie's comment. Yeah, peas in our marinara. I love it. Okay, well, let me know what you're struggling with. If you do have questions or if some of this stuff could actually work for you, I would love to hear it. All right, ladies, take care, and I will talk to you soon.